Happy days. It's time for some FACEIT League. Welcome. You're about halfway through your week. Yay, it's Wednesday. We are, trucking right along. We are in top 4 here in your master playoffs for EMEA. For both regions, as a matter of fact. And we're going to, we'll be down to top 3 by the end of the day. We will send one team into grand finals. Another team's going to have to try to fight their way back there through the lower bracket finals. We got 2 matches happening simultaneously right now. You're going to have your upper bracket finals and your lower bracket semis, both going on here at the same time. I do believe Ewan is covering the lower bracket match. If you're looking for that one, that is Dreamlight taking on Arias. Dreamlight looking to see if they can come back after they got 3-0'd there in the regular season by Arias. Here today for our stream, we're going to focus in on your upper bracket finals. Your number 1 seed at SRPeakCheck, looking to keep the good times going, just narrowly able to beat the aforementioned Arias squad, sending them down into the lower bracket in a 3-2 banger there in those upper bracket semis. U3 are, basically have 6-1 their way through. Coming into this upper bracket finals. It's been extremely close all around. We have had far more not 3-0s than 3-0s here in this EMEA top 8 bracket. It's been a hell of a playoffs as anticipated. Let's take a look at your standings. Let's get on into it. A look at your bracket, a look at your top 4, which we are down to, as I mentioned. Really the only 3-0s are in your first round. You do have the 3-0 from Arias over French Revolut. In that quarters. Other than that, like every match outside, the other 5 matches outside of your upper bracket quarters have all been at least 4 mappers, right? Somebody's taken a map. It has not been straight steamrolls hardly at all through these playoffs whatsoever. Which is just amazing. It's been one of the most competitive, just fun to watch, amazing playoffs that we have had all year long. And that goes for both regions, too. You got one team represented by the peak of creation, designed to be the most perfect animal in existence against the mascot of Mew3. That's one of your better ones, Maddie. That's one of your better ones. I love it. Okay, now, one thing that we got to talk about, the giant elephant or reindeer in the room, if you would, is there is a patch dropping at 1 o'clock. So these maniacal gamers did not reschedule their match. You gotta love the reindeer with the Rhine hammer in his mouth. That is my favorite. There's a Reinhardt hammer, kind of just like bending too. I love the weight on it, like somebody trying to bench press 500 pounds and you see the bar just starts bending. That's how the hammer is in the logo. It looks like it's just got a little bit of a bend to it. It's great. It's great. Anyway. So we can expect a little bit of shenanigans. Like, I've got the kettles already going. I've got tea that's going to be made. I'm expecting shenanigans. You can expect a little bit of a longer start time on this one. I would be very, very surprised if we just smoothly jump in right at the top of the hour. Like, there's just no shot. Let's check our head-to-head here. Mew3 was one of the 2 losses for SRPC, and it was the very first week. Very, very early on. It was a 3-1 was that one. Let's see if we actually get this series to go through. It's going to be a sim ban. It's going to be a sim ban out of Mew3. All right. Let's see if everybody gets in here. We might actually have a match. It's sounding very match-like. No, murder is the bare minimum for wiping codes. Yeah, yeah. All right, let's get into map 1. Ready to lead on for your upper bracket finals. Let's get into it. Show me some Overwatch.
Ready for battle.
I guess you'll never know, Lunar. I guess you'll never know. You have to go check the VODs. No, I'm kidding. Somebody was asking about EMEA FACEIT versus NA FACEIT. And I was saying that EMEA seems to be kicking out really, really badass tanks left and right. And your name got brought up in that conversation. So that's all. Where I was saying NA seems to have really, really good support lines right now. And also a couple of really top-notch DPS as well. Actually, both regions have some insane hit scans that they've been kicking out. We'll actually talk about that comparison. There are some mean support lines in A right now, though. Graveyard and Regime, coincidentally, that used to play together and now don't, are both standouts to me right now in Path to Pro as far as supports are concerned. I think Graveyard has the best Lijiang that we have seen in all of FACEIT League so far, in all of T2. Speaking of, though, we are going to get Akka running the Lijiang, our newest hero. No such on the other side. W1 is going to stick with the Lucio ML7 in the back and try to back up. We do have a Cloudy Reinhardt on the field as we're in Control Center. GP playing the only other hero I think I've ever seen GP play besides... Actually, no, we have seen like a GP Winston, haven't we? I think we've seen a GP Winston. Why would they ban Ball and Symmetra? Because it's SRPeakCheck and EMEA 3. Because Golden Pants is one of the best ball players in the West, if not the. And then send to ban. What is that beat? Anj, what are you doing? All right, I mean, you know, you bought yourself another 5% with a sound barrier. Actually? Oh God, mean spear out of GP. You're actually okay. You got yourself like 10% out of that sound barrier. GP's gonna find 4 after getting this kill. Oh, Akka steals that final blow from you. That was my exact response, Dirks Master. Like, why? Because it's GP versus Cloudy? Like, I know it seems weird, but yeah, with these two teams, it really is the most obvious bans ever. My question is, why do they spend their like best bans right out of the gate here on Lijiang? That's really my question. Shield to block up Kurama pushing. Oh, no, it wasn't even Kurama. That was a... Who had that? I think it was Akka just ran up with that. Sometimes it's hard to tell in the... Like, I'm trying to read chat. Look at it. Then I blink black. Somebody's in the title blast. Blink back and somebody's in a title blast. That is quite a sentence. And it always surprises me when the Lijiangs blast themselves. Ooh, that is a stick onto the Senna Bastion. But Senna was able to trade out 1. Kurama and Akka still dancing around this Ant Matrix, and GP still alive and standing. So we get another flip, 43% on the board from U3. The back and forth continues. Yes, I was just kidding. I was about to say Grill. So, okay. I was about to say. Hey, I never take anything at face value. That's because I haven't seen your Wulong yet. Ooh, all right, Dirtmaster. All right, you're gonna give Graveyard a run for his money. Is that what I'm hearing? Shatter went on to 2. GP was hit. Ace gets pinned. Cloudy will end up with 3 at the end of the day. We're going to count the GP kills, 1 of Cloudy's, and a flip here at 65%. Neither team really able to hold on to it. Well, hello, Nova. I appreciate you being here. My old co-support on D9 moved to PC. We're now reunited and cross-platform tournaments. Let's go. That's badass. It was Kurama receiving that title blast. Did get the knockdown. Did not confirm the kill. ML7 is able to get the Ant Matrix up. And QRXG responds with a kill through that themselves. ML7 themselves. God. That tongue is a little twisted here today, y'all. I'm so sorry. SRPeakCheck Tech Round 1. The last of my Black Dragon pearls. Makes for a damn good cup of tea, though. I'm getting woken up now. Never mind that it's 1:30 in the afternoon here in Dallas, Texas. I'm starting to wake up. Hey, you know what? This match will do it. It was kind of a sluggish Wednesday up until now. Now my brain's got something worth waking up for. All right, 3-2 split. Kurama Ace going through left hallway. Try to find a flank angle. GP taking a lot of damage early. Kurama's recall got forced early as well. So that's looking like an SRPC opening cap. They just continue to back up though. SRPC does not try to jump on the cooldown advantage, though they clearly won that trade in the initial engagement. Big spear from GP is going to find first blood though. Goes all the way into the back line. Fights a low ML7. Kurama convenes, finding the kill. And that's going to be both of the supports down here for SRPC. Perhaps SRPC should have gotten more aggressive off of that early cooldown trade, as they were not able to hold on to the point through that first defense. And we're going to get Mew3 in control. Anj drops the beat when the entire enemy team is on their backs. Well, you know. Another 3-2 split with Ace and Kurama hiding up high. Kurama drops down, go after ML7, but QRXU peels it off. Just jumped right into a bap and a cast. Oh, that was dirty! Senna, you monster! And the huge spear out of GP to bunch everybody up on the back of that. What a combo out of Senna and GP. That was assy. That was cool. Well, Sauna's been sniffed out. I mean, 3 or 4 players off of Mew3 come to clear the hallway. Woo! Quick dodge out of a shot from QRXU, and Ant Matrix trying to cover both hallway and main. Good shot, finds the head of Julia, but everything else is coming up. Mew3 in this fight, including that 2-piece out of Kurama. Excuse me, out of Akka. Quick glance at the kill feed. Honestly, the Tracer and the Lijiang faces look very similar. Like, it's not as similar at the top of your screen, but in the kill feed when they're tiny, it's like the shapes and the hair color and the hair swillies and everything are all identical. It's just the goggles that are the difference. QRXU's gonna get punished early in this fight. It's gonna be another one here from Mew3. This fight win on the back of Ace's Kitsu. ML7 actually swapping to match the Kiriko. Despite actually, I mean, I'd say pretty successful ultimates, but perhaps once the maneuverability, the self-sustainability, not to mention that Suzu. I accidentally slept most of the afternoon today, so I feel you. Can you believe the Brawl team won Control Center? No. Flabbergasted. Mind blown. Beat dropped. Anj once again hits 3 with it. Let's get some Cloudy Palm in here with the sound barrier. You do anything with it. With Sauda, you'll get the kill on a GP. You know, you pin that pesky wall. I saw that door frame. It looked at you funny, Cloudy. It looked at you funny. We're back into rocking the yellow lion, by the way. Kind of a classic Cloudy skin. I've been rocking the Dallas Fuel lion recently in my Reinhardt play. Looks good with the big gold mythic axe. Good combo, good combo. Tracer duel on the left-hand side for control of the flank. Kurama with the pulse. Has managed to work their way in. Does not land it on the QR. Check. I hear the pin from Cloudy. We're looking for a shatter. Play around this front line. GP's got their ultimate online directly as well, but down below that precious armor line. Oh, what a predictive fire strike! How'd you find Kurama with that? This should just be a disengage out of Mew3, 67%. They just need one more clean fight, but you want to be 5 strong and try to push in, all right? GP is tired of waiting. We're moving forward. That's going to be the wave in. All the extra healing you can. Kitsu in the back line. Cloudy's going to go try to peel off GP, who's throwing in the Terra Surge. Obviously, the shield will not protect against the slam down. Speaking of slam down, Hammer's gonna fly too. Kurama gets the business end of a pair of fire strikes, and GP is flattened against the wall. Mew3 will not get that one precious fight win they needed. And it's looking like SRPC will take this opening map, a shield bash, be the beginning of the end. Here for Senna. SRPC, take map 1. ML7 got nothing on my ace. Let's go. Where's my music? Boom. We just cut it between songs. Look at it. Look at that. Look at that timing. Hollywood pick. Okay. Then Cassidy banned out. So we're immediately going after QRXU. We get side swaps and that cast ban put in. Meanwhile, y'all enjoy some stats. I mean, the cast ban makes sense. We're looking to just empower Golden Pants' Wrecking Ball as much as possible heading into Hollywood. Which, we haven't seen Hollywood here in FACEIT League in some time. This is our first time seeing it this playoffs. QRXU does lead the server in damage, but not by much. Only a couple of hundred. Like, almost exactly 200. Ahead of Golden Pants. 197, actually, is how close that was. And then about 500, they're ahead of Senna. Again, almost exactly 497. Which, of course, for those keeping track at home, means there's only a 300 difference in damage between GP and Senna. GP coming out 28-4 by far. By far your elim leader. And almost fewest deaths. Ace comes away with 3. Look at the 22 assists on Ace, by the way. Holy cow. Considering the elim count, right? If your elim counts are like 16 and 17 for your DPS, but your assists are at 22. So, I mean, that was really, you know, Ace really getting in and helping GP as well as helping Kurama. We saw a lot of the 2-3 split there from MEA3, and Ace sticking with Kurama's Tracer. But still getting, you know, getting that level of impact. It's going to be an Ayari ban here from SRPC. This is like my first time watching EMEA, Noah. You picked an interesting one. You've got LH Cloudy versus Golden Pants. Polka, thank you so much for the follow. I mean, very, very tank driven. I mean, GP, I think, is my favorite Wrecking Ball in the West. I feel like GP is up there with some of the better ball, like with Infected Ball and with some of the better Wrecking Balls. Like, just in the so fun to watch. I want to check back in on the previous head-to-head. So MEW3 did actually win Control previously on Ilios, and SRPC took us to Circuit. We did have Hollywood played in that previous series. It was MEW3's map pick. Was directly following their loss in Renosapi. They chose Hollywood as well in that series. With a Ride and a Soj banned out in that previous meeting. And they were able to 3-0 that one. They will start on the attack here as well. Well, in a bit, that means I owe you all some Preds too, doesn't it? Means I owe you all some Preds. Let's get into map 2. Oh, shoot, wait. Okay. I just ended submissions. I didn't necessarily mean to end submissions, to be honest. I don't think I did, actually. I think it broke. Okay, fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Registration for Season 7 has been extended. Be sure to use code BULLSKUNK. I think it's too late for me to win a trip to Stockholm, but you know what? I'd still appreciate it.
3, 2, 1.
All right, we're going to get the QRXU Bastion in lieu of the Cassidy ban out of MEA3. GP in the Wrecking Ball. Which we will most likely see for the rest of the day. The one Wrecking Ball ban has been used here on Control. Ooh, that is a dangerous spot. Golden Pants able to escape miraculously. And come back in for some high ground. Alright. So Sonic trying to check that. Cloudy with an eye on the front line, but Kron is able to sneak through the initial choke, move to the corner, and they're going to combine for a little bit of early damage onto Cloudy, also breaking that shield, devaluing the Reinhardt. So, with the shield broke, it's a rotation here, but Kurama catches said rotation. QRXU tries to go to that high ground, but Senna's got bolts there as well. Sightlines aimed that direction. MEA3 were ready to catch that rotation. Well played. Favorite Wrecking Ball in the West is Rhino? I mean, I can't argue that. I can't argue that. You know what, Otters? You may be onto something there. You may be onto something there. We're seeing Ace come up with a couple final blows here and looking like another good fight win for the attack in U3. As they start marching through Hollywood. Again, this was a 3-0 previously. I did not mean to go through the doors. Mines on caught, not saved by the Suzu. We even layered in a pulse bomb on top of that. That was just a lot of booms. A lot of go booms inside the... Oh, nice pulse. Sada's actually going to trade back 2 here. We had 3 ultimates invested. You had not just Mines and Pulse, but we did use a Tidal Blast as well. And then Sana is able to trade out a pair. So the defense will stabilize. Mew3 will inch out as much meterage as they can. I know that was a weird combination of measurement units, but whatever, you get the point. We're getting crisscross Kitsune sauce here. You gotta respect fashion. The soul configuration has been used, so a little bit less damage to worry about when that Kitsu. Julia dancing around the artillery strikes. Sound barrier now in from Anj to try to retake this point. Golden Pants escapes at 13 health for the Wrecking Ball. As Julia goes to run down the Reinhardt. Mines once again already built up. Oh my goodness. GP beat Kurama to a pulse bomb by 25%. That's how fast Golden Pants built up these mines. That was insane. And they've donut-walled this point very successfully with them. Kurama's going to move in and finish off a very stuck Cloudy at ML7. And we're going to get 2 points on the board. How did you go all the way back there? Camera, what are you doing to me? What are you doing to me, camera? Monoa's favorite wrecking ball in the West is Monoa. I love it. You know what? You gotta love yourself. If you don't love yourself, nobody else will. Damn it. Full shot directly on the QRXU. As honestly a good drop down to make sure that I believe it was the ML7 who was up there with them does not get hit by the explosion damage. But still, I should have just kept this on Cinepop. Cinep finds 3 through the back end of this fight, or as the fight draws out. GP ends up with the other 2. There you go. There's a FACEIT drop. I'm Jelly Misu ball player. Chasm is the GOAT. I mean, kind of, okay, good shout of the Chasm. I like the Chasm shout. All right, all right. I mean, I'm not even sure Junbin can meet Aming's greatness. I don't think anybody can touch the Yoda chat. I had the Chengdu Wrecking Ball back in 2019. I was rocking the Chengdu skin on my Wrecking Ball. You damn right. We stand the Yoda chat around here. I've been using Ein more recently, but the early rocker of the Wrecking Ball. I don't even think I have a Dallas Fuel Wrecking Ball, and I have an Aming Wrecking Ball. Poor Sana caught the business end of that bowl shot. Mine's on the point. Kitsu here as well. I did not see that sound barrier. I mean, it looked like it might have hit them in ML7. Shatter finds Akka, and we will get a pin kill onto him. And swinging wildly, Cloudy actually got a kill with a shield bash there at the very end of that exchange. Once again, just taking a bit of a toll on the attacking U3. Is it enough? Sada's able to hold with 1.5 meters to go. GP's going to clean up that kill. And ML7 as well, trying to beat the spawn advantage of this defense. Cloudy gets the group spawn and is back here sooner rather than later, but Molten Core Pulse Bomb will be enough to get this over the line. Is anyone streaming Super Shy? That I don't think so.
Initiating match.
I know. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I wish there was some more expert coverage. I wish that these days weren't overlapping as poorly as they are this season. Any regulars of this channel, you know I like to get my expert coverage on here. T3 coverage, I think, is extremely important. I think it's extremely important. But we will get T3 coverage once we get further into the bracket. I'm just not going to have it here for you in these first couple of games. I mean, we got Master Division, upper bracket playoffs happening. I really am a bit tongue-tied today, aren't I? I come off the back of like some great casting on the end of that, and then I can't like get a simple sentence out of my mouth here when I'm just like chatting with y'all. Oh, the dichotomy, that is me. All right, SRPeakCheck goes on the attack. If we're being honest, the best ball is the Legend 27. Chasm is probably first or second in tech, but not even top 10 in team play. I don't even know. You're talking tech? I mean, it's got to be GP or Ostrix, right? Ostrix is the one who puts all the videos. God, that was nuts. Ostrix has the video like laying out like all the the 25 Wrecking Ball techs like all by name, and I haven't seen Chasm play in forever. That's why it was a great shout. Cardi Fan's a great ball. Hey, I can't argue with that in Parish. I mean, no bias, right? No bias. Never mind that you manage EDM. But I mean, Cardi Fan's still a badass ball. You cannot deny that. Double fire strikes laying on GP. Good opener here for SRPeakCheck. Oh, we're gonna go try to chase down Akka. Ooh. I mean, the Reinhardt's like, nah, I don't want any of that fire. Don't want any of that smoke. Akka just backs away. We got a bit of a flip of the map here. And LHC just put themselves in a very difficult spot, pinning in. I think felt the spawns. The Spidey sense is tingling as GP returns into this fight. That pin catches Karama, but the spawns are starting to overwhelm. The double boop there from GP, showing off a little bit of that tech. We'll get a good finish there on the Cloudy and a hold. But, you did get 67% for those who enjoy the meme on the board here. 6-7 for those who celebrate. Teleport across the gap. Cloudy right now covering the pursuit from Karama. I mean, you don't see the Reinhardt like peel for the Tracer. That was an interesting choice. 5 ultimates available for this defense. Yep, Karama's going to get the Tidal Blast to start. Looked like they were kind of setting up for that. Teleport in, but Karama chases them back down into the cafe. QRXU did get nanoed through all of that, but the NATO engage does not buy a hill of beans. Not a single bean, as a matter of fact. I think GP really does got it like that. Genuinely. All right, an aggressive push from this defense. I mean, you can see like, look at how deep. We are touching spawn doors here for MU3.
60 seconds.
Photon barrier onto the point, wheels down, try to mow through GP. They're able to escape the Shatter. I think Shatter just totally whiffed trying to catch the Wrecking Ball. Now you've got an on-sound barrier incoming and the pulse. Oh, wow, the beat lands through the chaos. Kitsu out from this defense though, and Senna has some high ground. Has already landed one take-aim bolt. QRQ wheels down. Ooh, gets through the health bar of Akka before being ratted on themselves, but this defense will hold with 20 seconds left to go. Senna bola shot does not look like it caught. Cloudy going over to a Wrecking Ball just to get a touch here. Sauna not able to get into follow-up, tag in. So U3 tie up our open bracket finals. There you go. Map ends in not a bang, but a whimper. Hey, we're all nodded at the end of the day either way. All right, SRPC going to Queen Street. Swapping sides. What do we ban out? What do you ban out? You're going to ban out the Lijiang. Okay. Oh, the Lijiang really does just empower the ball comp so much. I mean, just one water bolt falling in on the back of a pile drive, mixed with Kurama coming in on that tracer. Just that one extra pop of the water bolt out of the back line does so much AOE damage into that mix. It makes the pile drive tracer dive so much more lethal. Let's look at some stats there from map 2. Who do we think had most damage? GP? Senna. Senna and the Freya. GP drops a 40 bomb, as does Kurama and the Tracer. And once again, we're getting ace with just an enormous amount of assists. We saw that in round 1 as well. Right? Just an insane amount of assists out of ace. Just kind of, just really indicative on how much they're getting into the mix. Although this one not nearly like, if you look at the assists to elim ratios of your DPS, right? It was 22 to 16, 17 in map 1. This is 25 to 40, 38. This is a lot more like what you're... A lot more normal. Not as over the top. But, 40 bombs. We'll call it an honorary 40 bomb from Senna. It drops to 38. A dominant map in the previous meeting between these two teams. I don't think this is really any surprise. It's going to be the Reinhardt ban coming in out of U3. We're headed to Canada. Is it just me or does this building look very angry? Right, I feel like this building is grimacing at me.
Five, four, three, two, one. Objective.
Time and World, thank you so much for the follow. Cave just has put my life savings on U3. Julia says, hi, big fan. Amazing. I love the wholesomeness. I love the wholesomeness of this community. Y'all are awesome. Y'all are awesome. Stay kind humans. Stay wholesome. We are all in this together. I know sometimes it's hard to imagine, but here in the Overwatch Path to Pro scene, we're all in this together. At the end of the day, NA versus EMEA, or my team's better than your team. At the end of the day, we're all in this together, y'all. All right. That's enough. That's enough of that. That's enough of that. We're going to get the Cloudy Manga in lieu of the Reinhardt ban. Try to lock down this Wrecking Ball. Say the Vision, you got heavy damage output. You got a lot of sustain there with the Cardiac. And a decent ultimate for capturing the Wrecking Ball if you can get them. Obviously, GP is very adept at playing around that hero, just like you would around a Sombra, but still gets caught early here in this first fight for New Junk City. It is W Anj. Comes up with 2. Give me a 3-piece, Anj. Sada comes in to steal it away, but hey, it was still Anj that made the recognition, all right? That's what we're saying. I get to watch EU Cardi Fan. Are we sure Cardi Fan is not in a golden pants? Are we sure about that one? I don't know. I'm not convinced. Swap tracers here. I know that can be a little jarring. Both of them do have pulse. Sauna gets the recall force early. That's a big advantage for Kurama. Sauna's got to run back to the Mega. But we did get a pick already as GP is down. So, SRPC threatening a 2-minute cap here. And I think they're going to get it. That building is pissed. I know, right, Otters? And it has a mustache. Kitsu out from ML7. Just to keep the good times flowing here for SRPeakCheck. Unfortunately, Anj goes down with the sound barrier. GP lands right on top of QRXU, and Ace there to get in the mix on that dive. Finds a beautiful headshot, and U3 will win their first team fight here on New Queen Street. Mine's right over the stairwell. Oh, I like how Ilios Cloudy kind of like saunters up the stairs. The manga just looks so funny when they're not overrunning. They look like they are just sauntering everywhere, like just kind of a lumbering stride. But does manage to escape the mines, lumbersome as it may have been. Lumbersome, that's an interesting word. Kitsu available from E3 to kind of push us around the corner and see if they can even the distance here. You've got Cloudy right in your face. Orange hits a 5-player beat. A unusually effective sound barrier. They're out of Orange. Actually, very well timed. Downright perfect, if you would. Now, you've lost Cloudy here as the fight has drawn out. That's obviously not ideal. But SRPeakCheck do still win it out, and ML7 with a bit of a bot steal gets you a lot of progress on that fight win as well. So EMP Cole now available. But keep an eye on this cage fight out of Cloudy. We hold the EMP to break the cage. You have to know what's coming, right? Yep, there's the cage. Keep an eye on for the EMP to row up this. I mean, GP's stuck inside a Mega. Julia jumps into the mix, thought about it, never got a chance. GP plays ball. Senna finds herself on yet another ball team. I know, right? I don't really watch EMEA, OWCS. Are there any ball players? Actually, quite a few. What, you've got, what, Lul, okay? GP, Ostrix. Julia's gonna hit 3 with this EMP. There was a Kitsu in play, but ML7 not able to keep QRQ alive through that, so a wonderful opening pick. ML7 trying to be the difference maker there. Can't quite carry that fight on his back, and we are gonna get Mew3 taking the bot back the other direction. Not yet. There's not really an EMEA OWCS. There's not really any ball players. Yeah, Chase Torch. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Fork. I was like, oh, I didn't really catch the OWCS only aspect. Oh, QRXU! That was quite the dance to avoid that. I mean, there's just me and QRXU just like do a skater trick on the top of that lip. You know, like did a manual across the top of the lip before skating into the room to avoid the minefield. Does find a pick on Kurama, but it's been traded out twofold here from Mew3. GP with about 120 health will get popped. QRXU actually finds 3 late in this fight, and despite a Mew3 Kitsu. Nicely done. QRXU, I mean, absolutely just digs a fight win out of nothing here for SRPeakCheck. What a play. An aggressive on sound barrier. Does hit all 5, but I don't see much in the way of blue outlines around. Mew3 kind of waiting out the beat before re-engaging, although GP does take a lot of damage coming back in. That was a pulse I heard from Sauna, not sure where it landed. We're seeing Ace in the kill feed. It's an important +1. And SRPeakCheck are going to leverage that. Dominoes fall, and Akka actually trades with this Cole. That is a pretty important trade, taking Cass out of this fight. I think otherwise SRPeakCheck have a real chance to completely push up this hill. They're still going to muscle this card up as much as they can, but Cloudy will eventually get run off here. 5-player EMP and a dominant team fight. Wow, that was enormous. I should have given you Kurama Pop on that one, at the very least Senna Pop. I'm sorry. That was just a gargantuan EMP. I looked down at chat. I did not catch that setup. That was my bad. Let's see, we saw SRPeakCheck kind of pass through to the inside. Whoa! The mine's right underneath QRXU. That was disgusting. That was dirty. GP's gonna come up with 4 in this fight. And losing Akka, that's one thing about the Wrecking Ball team. Like, losing one doesn't necessarily stop Mu3 from continuing their push. Golden Pants does get caught inside this cage fight. There's just nothing to break it with, so. That will deny your checkpoint. And despite, you know, a explosive ultimate out of GP in the fight before, it's very quickly stopped. And the momentum is going right back the other direction. So now GP looking to see if they can halt that. Close spawn's picked up. Kitsu tossed in from Ace. Orange has the beat to Matt. Ace with a swift step into Self-Susie to get out of harm's way. Fortunately for them, Sonic can't land the pulse. Senna, after swapping to a Sojourn, just barely able to avoid disaster. Ends up being a trade on a DPS. QRXU not in this fight. If Senna can stay alive and win this duel, it would be a good bearing from U3, but unfortunately gets surrounded. Akka is there in lieu of the lack of DPS. Finds two important picks on both of your supports, including a 93% ML7. And Akka kind of saves the map here from U3. At least gives them a fighting chance in this final minute. Silver Bullet is a cool perk. And the way these top tier casts are able to kind of thread it into their typical firing pattern is so impressive. And I can stay accurate with it, you know, where you get the pop, pop, pop. Swift step in from Ace. A dangerous, a risky move from Indy Kiriko. Was able to get out, waits out the cooldown for the second swift step, and GP finds a kill while they're back there. The efforts of Ace do not go in vain. Minefield to try to catch Ange. The boop might have just been enough. Nobody's on the point. Nobody's on the point. That's a big old Charlie Niner. We're watching the Wrecking Ball. Meanwhile, nobody's watching the bot. So now we are in uncharted territory. Now we are seeing SRPeakCheck take a map off of Mu3, even with their Wrecking Ball in play. So it's a Junkertown pick. This is another favorite of any Wrecking Ball team. But we've seen Mu3 pull this one out, I believe, already here this playoffs. Tracer banned out. Looking some stats there from map 3. This is an interesting pick from, as far as the ban from Mu3. Surprised to see them ban out the Tracer. Kurama had been doing such a good job when we're seeing Me3 on top, particularly, I mean, thinking back to Hollywood. You know, and Kurama dropping the 40-3, excuse me. Doing such a good job of really coordinating with Golden Pants on the Tracer. So I'm kind of surprised to see Me3 ban that hero out. But hey, you know what? They're going to take away the tray. But it looks like both teams are trying to hit these powerhouse DPS players on either side. Sauna stepping up. Ange with 22 elims there in that map as well. See, taking a look at our ban. Is that closing out your Preds? It was a Kiriko ban here from SRPC. This feels impactful. You know, I was talking about it's hard to kind of really neuter the Wrecking Ball comp because it works so well just on individual pieces. You know, it doesn't really require everything to come together as much as a Brawl comp does, but taking the carry out, this feels about as impactful as a Wrecking Ball ban, you know? I mean, we've seen Ace on this hero all day long, and such an interesting map for it as well. With big, long sight lines here on this map, I can see how, you know, it might be tough to keep anybody else alive. Yeah, J-Town's a great Wrecking Ball map. It's a pretty common pick for Wrecking Ball teams, to be honest.
Ready for battle.
Playing Aqua with Wu Yong Ban on New Queen Street is diabolical, says Julia. Okay, Ace is showing us the Ana here right out of the gate. We're looking at a close hold. QRX goes back into that Cassidy. And we get the Lucio backline once again. So very comfort brawl backline from SRPC. Ace is sticking with this Ana in lieu of the Kieran getting banned out. Cloudy just getting right in the face of that Ana right out of the gate. Yeah, a lot of damage onto the shield. That would be... The Korean approach to play to Reinhardt is make the Rein useless. How do you do that? You break the shield. Claudia has to dash back, rejoin the rest of the team, where there is a lamp there to cover the retreat. But Kurama able to collapse in and find a very important pick. And we've seen both of these teams really focusing on these high-power, high-octane hit scans, namely QRXU and Senna. It's QRXU the first to fall on this one. E3 going to get some early progress. Now, I think SRPC... Wait, what's the score? There's a scoreboard! Yes, it's 2-1. It's 2-1 SRPC. I think ideally SRPC were trying to get 3 fights here. You can see the Golden Pants. Was that an aura? An aura drop in? Huge nade though. Ace is able to land a big bio into the pack, and Kurama follows up with a kill onto ML7. Let's check out Akka on the Wuyong here. Meaty orbs into the bread basket of LH Cloudy. And this has been flawless so far. Not a single death here in the opening 2 team fights from U3. We're gonna Julia with the bolo shot available. Sauna's gonna swap onto a Sombra. Then he finds some access in the backline. Ace low. Gets a sleep in, but does fall. Let's go check in with LH Cloudy as Julia lands the take aims to find Sauna. 0.08 contest at the end, but the mines are there. And that final 8 centimeters is picked up here from U3. They will enter into the city with 4.5 minutes. 2.5 added to that time pick. Time for another cup of tea for yours truly. What are we gonna do with this nano? Oh! Nice pile drive. Lands into a take aim bolt. QRXU drops it onto the point. Cloudy's gonna join. Just batter down Ace. Kurama gets the nano nevertheless. How does Ace get that nano to Kurama? That was a magical nano boost. And it's gonna end up finding a pair of kills. Aka's still here with the rejuvenating wave to keep Golden Pants, alive and rolling here on point B. Kurama is able to trade, QRXU is able to trade out one more, but it still ends up in a MU3 fight win. Sana has swapped to a Reaper here, by the way. Just trying to put as much pressure on the Golden Pants as possible. Pile drive in. Deadeye. That's a nano Lucio. I think they tried to go for QRXU and the pile drive came in and threw off the boost. The Boostio wins up getting a kill onto GP, nevertheless. So you know what? Maybe it was calculated. Maybe it wasn't a disruption. No. It had to be a disruption, right? It had to be. But you know what? W-Ange. Let me get you some. When's the last time you all saw a nanoed Ange? W-Ange in chat. Let's go. I asked when we were in menu. Fair enough, Volans. Fair enough. GP got real low. Lucky to get out one piece. So much damage out between a Reaper cast DPS line, right? Ange will get popped in this one. Senna delivers a very important kill to take the sound barrier out of this fight. GP drops to avoid a pin. Mines are in play. Cart dangerously close there to a cap, and we saw GP just go and check on it. That's going to be a pin putting in a significant amount of damage in. Death Blossom finds Julia, but Kurama will silence that. So Ends up being favorable trades from Mew3 as these little skirmishes taking place all over the map. Anj responds with a 3-player sound barrier, able to catch Cloudy, who pins Kurama into the wall. GP receives a nano. See if they can respond to this broken fight. Goes and fights a low ML7, never mind the yellow healing. Shatter from Cloudy does hit Akka. They will move in and pick up that kill, but it costs them their life to get it done. And this is going to give Mew3 a distinct advantage here. It's just Anj left to contest. QRQ purple dead. Senna has returned to the fight. And there's the final couple of meters needed to get the second point on the board. But, you know what, I will say, SRPC made this one a lot more problematic and costly for Mew3. And they've got a little over 2.5 pushing into the third point. Huge anti hits 4. Mines labeled in over the top of that. I mean, just an enormous play. ML7 is able to, get GP purple. And I'm surprised SRPC has been able to stabilize on that. That was just a gargantuan play. Akka invested a tidal blast through that. ML7 trying to get out of one piece. A low Cloudy now watching as their Ana dies around him. Purple, they've got to just hightail it out of there. Ace takes a massive chunky shot to the dome. But good clap back there from GP and Kurama. They're able to keep their Ana alive. Woo! Nice little short-range spin cycle down low. Man, I think you'd be able to keep that going. That was so close. QRQ was so close to death. But then again, so was GP. Nevertheless, Mew3 company grabbing some high ground on the back of this effort to inch forward through this fight. Now they think within striking range as Kurama's found Anj. I think that was an Ajax. Sound barrier was expended. Did not see it hit the battlefield. And the team needed that. Akka is going to find a kill on the Sana as well, so the Death Blossom will just have to wait. Remember, that one is in the pocket here as this cart comes down to the final few meters. Try to get this treasure home for the Queen. Kurama's going to find a pick. QRXU. Deadeye in the back line. Caught by the bola shot of Julia. Wraith form out of Sana to try to hold this point. I would expect a Death Blossom directly. Shadow form into the air. Drops down with the Death Blossom. The Shadow on the objective. GP was caught, still standing, still rolling. Mew3 will roll in for this third point.
Score 0-3. Switching sides. Initiating match. Ready for battle.
GP only dying twice. Ace 3 deaths, 15 assists. Continues to be a monster, even with their carry band out. Ace continues to have high impact in these fights. Back into the Ana. Which feels like I want to say this feels like an old comfort pick for Ace. I could be making things up, though. I could be making shit up.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Anj just gets picked immediately. Like, just doesn't even make it out of the spawn door. Yeah, Anj is having a tough time. Anj is having a tough time. 10 deaths so far here with that opener from Julia. Things aren't getting better 2 minutes into the future, y'all. At least not for Odge. But Cloudy is able to speed forward, finds an important pick on the Kurama, trying to open up this first point. Yep, we send GP back to the back half of the objective of this first point. Julia trying to sneak in around the left side, swing to see if they can buy that back. Oh no, Odge is gonna die again. Woo! I thought that second take aim landed. Neither of those. One clips the corner. Senna would have absolutely had the kill if that bolt didn't clip the corner. The peel from LH Cloudy. On survives. That is a nano boost on the QRXGO. That's a 1 minute nano, 60-second nano. You don't see those hardly at all anymore. Look at Ace on the other side. Is QRXGO going to get anything with it? A couple of shots connect, but nobody in the kill feed. Ends up just having to play peel inside the mega room. Senna with the high ground, throws the bolo shot. Bolo shot in with the pile drive. That was disgusting. What a combo, and they do it again. Not the first time we've seen the pile drive bolo shot combo here today. And the way that, I mean, you're talking about Senna ended up on another wrecking ball team. It was kind of mentioned earlier in chat. And you can see why. Like, she played so well with GP here. Watch for, we're going to get the nano blade. Do we wait for Kurama to build up the rest of this? The defense has the ability to go first. We'll see if they pursue it. Sana's close to an ultimate. We're going to get a Deadeye, try to open up some space. Take aim, lands from Senna. Oh my goodness. Kurama does in fact get this nano dash through to find that kill, that final blow on a QRXU. Ends up purple and kind of has to just let the rest of the nano fade. But it's enough to win the fight. Kurama will have blade for the next one. Nano boost on the QRXU. That was a blade and a tidal blast just sent packing. And Anj finds their revenge with a well-timed sound barrier. I don't think he needed the nano. Like, the beat was enough to fend off both of those ultimates. Hey, either way, it gets the job done. Now you're in the final stretch here if you're SRP. See? Let's see, where did Sana go? I heard that shadow step. Just looking to peel, just looking to protect. You know GP's gonna try to come stall. Get some meaty shots in with the shotgun. Sana in the Gladiators wrestling skin. Well, what's it? I can't think of the proper name for that skin. You don't see this one very often. I love the wings on the shotgun. I actually really do like this skin. Lucha Libre. There you go. The Lucha Libre skin. I don't even think that's the name. That's the word I was looking for, though. A lot of ultimates available for this defense. Ace very close to another nano boost. But you do have double DPS ult still available as our Lucha Libre and our Cowboy look to get in position. Delicate balance. Okay, it's going to be a push in through the lower side. We're going to go all the way up to the high ground. And DQ actually moving with both supports in this endeavor to make it up here. There's Sana, who shadow stepped up. The entire team emerges onto this high ground. Deadeye out of QRXU. Shut down. GP gets the nano boost. They're going to drop back in. Anj is purple. Anj is gone. Sana will find a kill onto Julia, but no chance to use the ultimate. And this defense will hold. Oh, Sana's just going to get staggered here. Cloudy hits GP with the shatter as they went through that fancy gauntlet and ended up back on the point. Cloudy just somersaults their way back into the spawn. And Akka picks up a pair. Ooh. Oh, almost got the third. Oh, Sana! Akka gets the third. Canceling the death blossom out of Sana. Oh, no. Akka, the water-bending masters, is making a statement here. Making a run for best Wuyong. You know, I talked about Graveyard being the best Wuyong I'd seen in FACEIT so far. That three-piece was pretty gorgeous. Nano boost, sound barrier. Once again, rotation to the high ground. QRXU gets the nano. Looking to chase down this backline. It's both supports in the sights. Flashbang lands. The shot melee will get the job done. Just gonna leave Ak alone. Come back to point where Sana's been able to find a peel on the GP. Blade is up. Oh, what a shutdown! Blade is down. Kurama. Oh, Neil. Sana was having none of your sass. And even though there are a few trades in here, SRPC persists to pick up this second point with 2 minutes to go. Luchador is the name of the skin. Thank you. Thank you. All right, now we got sound barrier to engage with. You do have mines, nano, as well as this bolo shot, which Senna is just so exceptional with. You know, you don't think a bolo shot as being a high impact ultimate, kind of like Pulse, you know, could be high impact, but the percentage of it being so is not particularly high. In Senna's hands, it feels like a monster of an ultimate. Huge anti-lands, GP, nano, but the sound barrier good from Anj to protect this hallway. But the minefield is nasty. ML7 almost got booped back into it. Is able to take a step back and dodge the boop there out of GP. And Sana responds with a two-piece. So nice footwork there out of ML7 to avoid disaster. Same could be said for Anj and the Lucio. And SRPC survive a dangerous fight, 5 strong, to try to send us into extra innings. Kurama swaps to a Venture. EMP in from Sana. I think he's only going to hit one. Shatter. Hit a pair. And GP is now purple. GP getting run off with 1 health. QRXU, Nano going to the back line, see if they can complete this cap. Aka self-blasts to try to stop it. Will not do so. QR gets a pair. Make it 3. 4. 3 seconds separate our two teams. The fight for the throne goes into extra innings. The classic ML7 Shriek skin. Amp comes in with the best first-time chat, dropping the spec emote. I love it. I love it. Sana with some early shots out of the Widowmaker. Does not find an easy pick. Or an opening pick. I say that was easy. Like that was going to be easy. That's not what I... Woo! Was that the shield bash to close that gap? That was actually pretty cool. Little piece of tech there out of the Rhine. Cloud is showing us that the Wrecking Ball is not the only one that has little small techs that can help get you through the day. It's a lot of critical health bars. It's going to require the nade. The nade actually does not land. That clipped the underside of the bridge. That was an unfortunate turn and a hairy moment here for SRPC. But you three are not quite able to capitalize on a slight misstep. And SRPC are still 5 strong. That's a rejuvenating wave thrown over the pack. SRPC trying to spread out a little bit. Cloudy wants some high ground. That's a good bash, shield bash combo, and Aka goes down. Great call out as QRXU finds a very important final blow, and a big purple there out of ML7 will help him to kill on a Kurama. So SRPC with a good team fight here. And they are on match point with the overtime spawns now in play. Both nanos thrown in. QRXU, Golden Pants, the recipients. Trying to find a kill on to the Ana. Has to come back and try to stop this cap. The beat is good from him, from Anj. And that's just going to be a 4th point on the board. Well played out of this backline from SRPeakCheck. That's going to be nasty, nasty staggers onto the supports from U3. Keep an eye on how long they're going to stay grayed out. Akka just spawned. Ace does not get the group respawn. So Ace has to wait another 5-6 seconds on one of your slowest heroes in the game to get back into this fight. Ask Regime about attackers' advantage on Junkertown. I mean, we're witnessing it right here. Mines are down. ML7's able to back up, but that is Senna with a beautiful connection on the bolo shot. Still, ML7 is alive somehow, but a couple of kills here from U3, and it should be the beginning of the end. And a little bit of a C9 there. Gotta have a forced C9 there with the mines. You can kind of see where our 3 remaining SRPC players were there as the time went down. But a significant push, a very significant push for only 60 seconds. Quite winnable for SRPC indeed here. Do we get a map 5? No spawn hold this time. We saw Lich Cloud get up here and touch the spawn door the first time around. I'm just going to find an important pick clear off the roof where Senna was trying to set up. Huge purple lands on the Akka, and ML7 is able to find that one. But Kurama clapping back and getting a pick on ML7 and GP with the roll through. This should just be the spawn hole broken. Can we dwark fraught at land? What did you just say, Seaful? Am I going to get in trouble for reading that? What did you just say? 20 seconds to go. No overtime spawns just yet. Anj able to escort everybody back. Cart still with a significant amount of distance to make up here before we even get into the town. Boop off from GP. Might have put Cloudy in a bad spot. Go see, went below half. Shield still in trouble. Then another boop. The second roll through. Cloudy this time will not survive. Soda slept. And this is going to be another fight win. With Mu3 staying 5 strong. This time with the Gong of Death and OT spawns lingering. Group respawns are entirely disabled in OT. That's right. Great correction. Thank you. Thank you. Great correction. As I said it, I thought that was true, actually. as that was happening. Okay. Mines do make it out despite the hack. GP has to kind of fall back to the cart, not able to really roll through. That is a huge bolo shot connecting from Julia Sitta, that is. Kurama's gonna get popped though. GP receives the nano boost. The season on the line as Cloudy picks up 2 with the shatter. It's just GP left and they cannot hold on. SRPeakCheck will win it out in extra innings. It's a 3-1 today in your upper bracket final. But Mu3's season isn't done. They will not advance to grand finals just yet, but they may still, as they will have a shot through the lower bracket. But SRPC, they're getting a direct beeline access right into your grands here with this 3-1 today. 5-4 Junkertown to close this one out. God, look at the raw amount of damage down the board. Anj is the only player in the lobby that does not have 5-digit damage. Like, that's insane amount of damage output just across the board. Wow. Ace once again with 27 assists. The 40 bomb from Senna, 44. 46 elims from GP is going to be your highest in the lobby. But it's QRXU with the 21.7k that'll take most damage. God, that was a bloodbath of a map. Good lord. Look at all the deaths. Like that, it's not very often where you see like 16, 17 deaths, and that's like for both sides, where the team fights felt extraordinarily even. Like your number of deaths on both sides, this is indicative to me that each team won between 12 to 15 team fights. Like this is crazy. Yeah, the mines just got heavily devalued. You know, Mew3 I think was hoping to move through and try to roll through, clear up some space. Gets extremely heavily devalued. Big purple lands. And SRPAC win it out. Big reindeer squad, move on. God, I don't even know who to give player of the match here to. Honestly, I'm kind of thinking ML7. I'm kind of thinking ML7 player of the match. And it's really for the control. The sleeps and the antis ended up being instrumental. We're talking about that final fight. I believe it was an anti from ML7 that kept Golden Pants from really getting full value on those mines. May not have been the best minefield, granted. But it did feel like it was a huge anti from ML7 that forced GP to kind of fall back, wasn't able to follow up and continue to apply pressure. GG's all around. Yeah, we're going to give ML7 your player of the match. Let's either that or QRXU. I mean, QRXU's damage output is pretty hard to deny. I took gold damage actually at map 1 and map 4. Gold damage went to QRXU. I thought it was a great series. All around. I'm going to stick with my guns. We are going to give ML7 your MVP.